The entire WWE locker room was buzzing long before Monday Night Raw even went on the air. Not because of a championship match, not because of a returning legend, but because the Vision, Braun Breaker, and the dangerous mystery attacker were all spotted arriving together in the same black SUV. For weeks, fans had watched the mystery attacker strike from the shadows, one brutal ambush after another, leaving superstars unconscious and officials confused. But tonight, something felt different. There was no hiding, no disguises, no hesitation. It felt like the moment these three forces would collide, or finally unite. The cameras caught the first hint in the backstage hallway. Braun Breaker stood with his hands on his hips, pacing, intensity radiating off him like heat. The Vision leaned against a production crate with that trademark calm expression, calm, but unmistakably cold. And then, from the shadows, stepped the mystery attacker. No name, no explanation, just that unmistakable aura of a man who had spent weeks proving he could take out anyone, anytime. As Raw kicked off, commentary tried to reassure viewers that everything was under control, but even their voices betrayed fear. Because if the Vision and Breaker were already dangerous as a duo, adding an unhinged destroyer to their side could tilt all of Raw into chaos. The first segment of the night opened with the Vision walking down the aisle, dressed sharply, eyes scanning the crowd with a calm confidence that instantly unsettled the arena. He stepped inside the ring, grabbed the mic, and waited until the booing died down. "Raw has been broken," he said. "And when something is broken, you don't patch it. You don't tape it back together. You rebuild it. You rebuild it with people who are not afraid to tear down the old system, people with no limitations." The crowd booed louder, but the Vision smirked. He continued, "I said weeks ago that a new era was coming. I told you Raw was about to be reshaped by men who don't play games, men who take what they want, men who leave bodies behind." He paused, eyes narrowing. And tonight, that vision becomes reality. Before he could continue, Braun Breaker's music hit. Breaker marched down the ramp like he was ready to fight the entire roster. No hesitation, no fear, he slid into the ring and took the mic from the Vision without even asking. "Let me make this real simple," Braun growled. "The locker room has been talking. They wanna know if I had something to do with these attacks. They wanna know if I've been helping this mystery freak who's been jumping guys in the dark. And the answer is yes." The arena exploded. Breaker didn't even blink. "I'm not hiding it. I'm not running from it. I'm telling you all right now, I'm done playing hero. I'm done doing things the right way. I don't need your cheers. I don't need your respect. I need dominance. And if anyone in the back has a problem with that," he smirked. "Come try me." The Vision placed a hand on Breaker's shoulder, smirking with approval. But the moment that followed flipped the entire arena upside down. The lights went out. The screens glitched. That same distorted footage that had been haunting WWE for weeks flashed through the arena, security camera angles, shadows moving, superstars dropping, all the signature calling cards of the mystery attacker. Then the arena lights snapped back on. And standing on the ring apron, hoodie low over his face, was the mystery attacker. He slowly lifted his head, revealing just enough of his face to confirm one thing: this wasn't a hired gun. This wasn't some random hitman. This was somebody who wanted to be here. The crowd reacted instantly, half terrified, half electrified. He stepped into the ring, stood between Breaker and the Vision, and then, he extended his hand. Breaker looked at it. The Vision smiled. Then Breaker clasped the attacker's hand with a crushing grip. The arena exploded again. The alliance was official. The Vision raised both their arms. And then chaos hit, because Cody Rhodes' theme blasted through the speakers. Cody marched onto the stage with a fury in his eyes WWE hadn't seen in months. For weeks, he'd been on the receiving end of these backstage ambushes, his allies targeted, his momentum disrupted, his championship pursuits derailed by the unknown attacker. And seeing all three men united in the ring triggered something deep inside him. He grabbed the microphone. His voice was steady, but his body looked ready to launch straight into the ring. "You think this is impressive?" Cody shouted. "You think the three of you standing together makes you stronger? Let me tell you something. The only thing you just did was paint a giant target on your backs." The Vision laughed. Breaker cracked his knuckles. The mystery attacker took a step forward. Cody continued, "I don't run. I don't hide in hallways like your pet monster there. If you want a war, then congratulations, you just got one." The crowd cheered wildly, but the Vision raised his hand calmly to silence Cody. "You still don't understand it, Cody," he said. "You're trying to fight a force you're too emotional to comprehend. This isn't about you. This isn't personal. This is evolution. Cody smirked. Well then let's evolve right now. He dropped the mic and charged toward the ring. But he didn't make it past the ramp. Because the mystery attacker moved first. He slid out of the ring and sprinted straight up the ramp with terrifying speed. Cody barely lifted his fists before the attacker tackled him at full force, crashing him into the LED wall. Breaker followed with a brutal clothesline. The Vision ordered security to stay back, making it clear that this was a sanctioned beatdown, a statement to the entire locker room. Cody tried to fight back, throwing punches, kicks, anything he could, but the numbers were too overwhelming. The mystery attacker lifted Cody off the ground and launched him spine first into the barricade. Breaker followed with a thunderous spear. The Vision crouched beside Cody, speaking softly so Cody heard every word. You should have stayed backstage. Then he stood, nodded once to his two soldiers, and they obeyed instantly. Breaker hoisted Cody onto his shoulders. The mystery attacker scaled the barricade for extra height. And together, they delivered a devastating, arena-shaking double-team crash that left Cody motionless at the base of the ramp. Officials rushed out, but the three men walked calmly back to the ring, leaving Cody surrounded by medics. Inside the ring again, the Vision raised a mic. Tonight, he said, marks the end of the old Raw. We are no longer three separate forces. We are one, a machine, an evolution, a warning. He ran a hand down his jawline, eyes cold. And next week, we take the entire show. Braun Breaker stood beside him, chest heaving. The mystery attacker stood silent, unmoving, staring straight at the stage as if waiting for the next victim to appear. Raw went to commercial with fans screaming, security scrambling, and commentary completely unable to process what they had just witnessed. But the storm wasn't over. Far from it, because in just a few minutes, we would learn exactly why the mystery attacker chose to align with these two men, and how deep this alliance truly runs. The commercial break ended, but the tension inside the arena didn't. The camera cut backstage where medics were still tending to Cody Rhodes. His breathing was heavy, his ribs visibly bruised, and officials were arguing about whether he should be taken to a hospital. Cody kept pushing them away, refusing help, his eyes burning with fury. The Vision, Breaker, and the mystery attacker had crossed a line. And now, everyone watching could feel it, Cody wasn't thinking about championships anymore. He was thinking about revenge. But the show didn't give him time to rest. Because moments later, the cameras picked up something even more shocking. In the hallway outside gorilla position, the Vision and Breaker stood with the mystery attacker, and RAW General Manager Adam Pearce was standing in front of them, clearly rattled. He was trying to maintain authority, but the presence of all three men together made him visibly tense. You can't keep doing this, Pearce said. You can't just turn Raw into your personal battleground. The Vision stepped forward slowly, hands behind his back. Adam, you're misunderstanding the situation. Raw already is our battleground. We're just the first to admit it. Pearce tried to regain control. If you're forming a group, fine, I can't stop that. But ambushing superstars, that ends tonight. Braun Breaker laughed right in Pearce's face. Try stopping us, he growled. Pearce took a breath. Then I'll make it official. Next week, you three will compete in a sanctioned 6-man tag match. I'll find opponents who aren't afraid of you. And trust me, they're already lining up. The Vision smirked and tilted his head. Good, because we were getting bored. Breaker cracked his knuckles. The mystery attacker didn't move, didn't blink, didn't speak, but the air around him felt heavier, like danger radiated off him in waves. Pearce walked away quickly, as if realizing he'd just lit a fuse on a bomb he couldn't defuse. The camera cut back to the arena, and the crowd was buzzing louder than before. Everyone was asking the same question. Who would be crazy enough to face this new alliance next week? But the night wasn't done, because the Vision had one more message to send. His music hit again. The boos were deafening, but he walked to the ring with a calmness that only made the crowd angrier. Breaker followed, fists taped, jaw clenched. And behind them, the mystery attacker walked with a slow, cold precision, like a man who knew exactly what he wanted and wasn't afraid to take it. Inside the ring, the Vision raised a mic. You all saw what just happened to Cody Rhodes. That wasn't a warning. That wasn't a message. That was a small sample. A preview. Because we didn't form this alliance to play mind games. He gestured at Breaker. We formed this alliance to take over Raw. He pointed to the mystery attacker. And we didn't recruit him. He chose us. The crowd reacted instantly. The Vision continued. Let me tell you a story. Weeks ago, long before he appeared on camera, the man beside Braun Breaker walked into Raw and asked for one thing: opportunity. The opportunity to disrupt, the opportunity to dismantle, the opportunity to do what nobody else had the courage to do. He turned toward the mystery attacker, almost admiring him. He didn't want fame. He didn't want applause. He wanted impact. The attacker slowly raised his head, still silent. The vision continued. He told us he had a list. Superstars he believed were holding this roster back. Superstars he believed were standing in the way of Raw's future. And on that list, Cody Rhodes was target number 1. The crowd erupted in mixed shock and anger. But Cody won't be the last name crossed off. Breaker stepped forward, grabbing the mic. You wanna know why this man chose us? Because he saw what we already knew: Raw isn't about talent. It isn't about respect. It isn't about who works hardest. Raw is about power. And we are the only ones ruthless enough to take it. Breaker pointed directly into the camera. You want heroes? Look somewhere else. You want the future? You're looking at it. The vision gave a final nod. It was the signal. The mystery attacker stepped forward for the first time all night. The crowd quieted instantly, almost involuntarily. The man didn't say a word. He just stared down the lens of the main camera with eyes that looked like they'd been hardened by every fight, every scar, every dark moment of his life. And then he slowly raised his hand, and pointed to the backstage area. It was enough to send chills through the entire arena. The vision translated. That means someone else is about to fall. The crowd gasped. The camera cut backstage where security was running down the hallway. Something was happening, something big. Shouting echoed through the corridor. Equipment crashed. Production crew scattered. The mystery attacker's target had been chosen. The Vision and Breaker looked up at the Titantron with eerie calmness as the backstage chaos continued. Then the camera caught it, a body laid out across a stack of production crates. Sami Zayn, unconscious. Medics rushed to him, yelling for help. Equipment was toppled everywhere, lights shattered, and fresh dents covered the steel crates beside Sami's body. The attacker had struck again, and this time, he didn't even bother hiding. The Titantron cut back to the ring. The crowd booed violently. The Vision looked pleased. Breaker rolled his neck like he was warming up for another fight. The Vision lifted the mic. Sami Zayn, he said calmly, as the second name on the list. The boos grew louder. Some fans were furious. Others were silent in shock. But no one could deny it. This new trio was operating with precision. And they weren't done. Breaker stepped forward again. Next week's 6-man tag. Consider that match a trial run. A small demonstration of what happens when the three of us step into that ring together. He smirked cruelly. You thought what we did to Cody was bad. You thought what happened to Sami Zayn was extreme. You haven't seen anything yet. The Vision finished it. Raw is no longer a safe place. Raw is under new management, not the kind that asks permission. The kind that takes. The kind that conquers. The kind that rewrites the entire DNA of this show. He extended his arm toward the mystery attacker. And this man is the instrument of that change. The crowd booed with full force. The Vision's smile widened. See you next week. Pray for whoever steps in our path. Their music hit. The trio stood tall in the center of the ring, Braun Breaker radiating power, the Vision radiating control, and the mystery attacker radiating pure danger. The final image before Raw went off the air was the three men raising their hands in unison, with the camera lingering on the mystery attacker's cold, expressionless stare. A stare that made one thing perfectly clear. The takeover had already begun. And nobody in WWE was safe.